We have lived in our house for 2.5 years, and yes, my office has been done, but it hasn't been completely finished with all of the decorations, all of the things that really make it my office. So today I am so excited to say that it is 99% of the way done, at least done enough to show you guys everything that I've done with it. This office totally represents me, and I'm so excited to show you everything that's inside of it. When I was putting everything together in the office, there were a few themes that kept coming back to my mind and really established the feel that I want for the office. And those are gratitude, tech, obviously, and nostalgia. So as we go through everything, I want you to think of those themes, and I'll point some out. Things that I'm grateful for, some really cool tech, and some things that I grew up with that just are still a part of me to this day. Let's take a look at the office together. Without further ado, come inside and take a quick look. Doesn't it look great? I'm like so happy with how everything turned out. From the color scheme, to the shelves, to this wall, to the TV, to my computers, everything has a place, and I'm so excited. So let's actually start here. We're gonna start with the productivity, where I get everything done, and that is this massive, massive desk. This desk was custom built with specifications that I wanted. It's a very large desk, and it has an L shape specifically because I have 2 workstations. This is where I do like all of my normal work, all of the editing of videos, photos, anything internet-based, emails, everything is typically done on this computer here, and I have a monitor over here. This computer is where I do like some 3D modeling, but let's be honest, if I'm gonna game, that's where it's gonna be over there.
Something I absolutely love about Jared is he still hangs out with his really good buddies. His buddies live all over the US, so they will get together once a week and they will play video games together. And I love that you have that connection with them.
My high school buddies, we still talk and we still hang out online, and it's super fun. But there's some cool tricks to this desk that you can't really see just by looking at it unless you're looking close. So come up over here and I want to show you this. I really wanted it to look clean all of the time. And when you have a lot of computers and monitors, cords are everywhere. So I wanted a way to hide those and still have access to those plugs and outlets. So right here and over there is a track system where you lift up and you have access to all of the power outlets. And then you can see there's even a hole down here so you can run cabling through any part of this desk. So I have everything powered here, really, really nice. And it's the same thing over here. What I like about it is that it's kind of adjustable. Not too long ago, I had my Mac computer here and the PC over there, but I just unplugged a few things, ran a few different cords, and it works out perfectly. If something needs to connect to like a tower or a computer, well, I have a solution for that too. You'll notice that there's a hole that goes down inside the track system, and that will lead you to the hidden computer. Not really hidden, but it's part of how the desk gets stability. So under here, we have a large box where my tower PC actually goes. And I love that it's hidden. I love that you don't see all of the cords from the monitors, the keyboards, behind the desk. It literally goes into the desk and down into the box. You know, I'm just sitting here on the computer, typing away, doing my things, responding to my emails, and I can just roll right here and do my thing, do 3D modeling, do some gaming, talk to my buddies right here. It's really nice that I have this workspace right here. On the desk, I have this HomePod. And the reason I have the HomePod, I actually don't do a ton of music with it. I run automations with it. Occasionally I'll do music, but I do some home automations, like, for example, hey Siri, open the office shades to 50%.
Okay, I set the office shades to 50%. The front office is not responding.
Oh, looks like I need to make an adjustment on that one shade. But if I have an issue with that, I have this button right here that will allow me to do it too. So having a little speaker in here is really nice because I can do music and automations. I have a little notepad here that I'll use to write down notes or things that I need to remember throughout the day because I am always forgetting something. Ellie got me this little coaster. years and years ago, and I've had it, and I love having it here. More often than not, Ellie, there's probably not a cup on it. There's like 3 cans off to the side of it, and I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
Lies! You're not sorry, but I'll accept for now.
Yeah, so I have my computer, and then you probably saw over here, coming around over this way, there's a few things. You've already seen the shades button here, but then there's this. So sometimes I have automations that if there's no motion in the office, the lights will automatically turn off. And if I'm sitting in a particular spot where the motion is not detected and I'm still in here, the lights will turn off like that. And it's like, gosh dang it, I don't want to have to go all the way up. I know, crazy, right? I don't want to have to get up out of my seat. So I programmed this set of buttons to turn the lights on, turn the lights off, close the shades. Oh, that's open. I've programmed this button to do some of the shade things. It is just because we're filming a video that my automations are not working the way that I want them to.
I do have to chime in because Jared is always so excited about this. And when I come to Jared and I'm like, look, I just started making sourdough, or this new makeup palette came out, or I get so excited about things, Jared is always so excited for me. Jared, this is a game for him. And I love that you have so many different options. It's very overwhelming to me. I don't quite understand it, but I'm very excited for him. That he's just having fun. Like, this is Jared to a T. Like, tech, fun. He's very frustrated.
Why is only 2 going when the 3rd one should be going? This is so much fun for me.
But we've lived in our home almost 3 years, and he's still, it's just like a game. Like,
Yeah.
he's still working on it.
I actually do love it. I really don't know why this is happening right now. I think the technological gods are laughing at me because I'm like, oh, you're gonna film your office tour video? Let's have some fun with Jared. So give me 1 second while I fix the blinds. I just want them open to 50%, so just 1 second. Oh, gosh dang it, I'm not ready yet. Now, all of the shades are going to go at the same time as they should have done, and we're gonna set them to about 50%. Perfect, thank you. Okay, when we were designing all of the cabinets in the house, that's when we designed the desk as well. And I had an idea for what I wanted, but the real magic happened when we worked with our building team, Jonathan and Susan, and then the cabinetry team. They basically took what I had in my mind and they were able to make it a real life thing to have the function that I want for the office work. So a huge thanks to Susan Christensen from our building team who helped make this all possible with this desk. It really is one of my favorite pieces of the whole house. But opposite of that, we have this huge wall. Why are the blinds doing this right now? Why? I think what happened.
It takes a few years, guys.
Here's what happened.
On.
I pushed this button a few too many times and it's trying to catch up. So we're just gonna let it be for a second. We're gonna let it all catch up and then we're gonna just keep going. Don't pay attention to the blinds, pay attention to the wall.
Okay, so over here we have Jared's whole entire wall.
The wall of goodness. But we're not gonna look at the shelves yet. We're gonna get to that like later on. Let's start over here.
Okay.
So this is such an amazing blue color. I love it because it kind of like cools down the room. It has this cool vibe to it. The color is actually called cyberspace. How awesome is that for a room for me? I love it so much. Down here, we have the refrigerator, which I love. I have some like water and soda and 6 packs of soda.
Shut up, Richard.
The kids come in here and they absolutely love playing with these little Mario magnets.
I got the magnets because they come in here so much. I wanted them to have something fun to do, just like right over here. Instead of sit down and play games or anything, they could have something like that. And so it's fun to see them create different scenes for Mario and Luigi. But I love having that. Over here in the drawers, this first drawer is kind of just like the normal things that you would have in an office. Some pocket knives, some chargers, envelopes, pickle flavored multivitamins.
An ADHD calendar.
Yeah,
Perfect.
remember how I said I forget everything? We're working on that.
I love it.
Progress.
So something I told Jared is I was like, Jared, you need to organize your office before you do your tour. And he said, no, I'm going to do it exactly how it is.
Yeah, this is exactly
So let's see
how
the
it
next wonderful drawer.
is. You'll love this one.
My favorite.
This is the snack drawer. We've got some good snacks in here. When I'm working long hours, I have a place to grab something good to eat.
The kids and their friends love coming in here.
They'll come in here and, I mean, look, this is just an open invitation for them, like, come and grab some candy. This is where it gets a little crazy. This is some electronics drawer. There's lots of different electronics in here. I'm not exactly sure which ones.
Okay.
But that's how the rest of the drawers pretty much look like. We're not gonna look at those drawers. Moving up to the top of the shelving over here, this was actually in my old office. I love this photo so much. It is a little bit small for the space, but for now, this is what we have, just because I love it so much. We already talked about the candy, my sweet little family. Right next to it, we have the Inspiration Award from 2017. Ellie and I received that from the Utah Infertility Resource Center for being inspiration. And it just reminds me of the journey that we've had for over 10 years when we first started documenting our infertility journey. We really couldn't have done that journey without you guys. And so this will always remind me of how grateful I am for the journey we've had and for you guys as well. So thank you. I will always keep this and it will always remind me. I love that we have a little touch of green right here, and Tommy drew this and I added my little, piece to it really quick. Just a lot of fun. This is a motion sensor that should be working when there's motion detected in the office, the lights turn on. When there's motion not detected in the office, lights turn off. The cabinets go all the way to the ceiling. I rarely put anything up in here because I'm so short. Like, I'm reaching as high as I can and I can barely grab this. So things that I rarely ever use go up here, but things that I use all of the time will go in this. I think I have a little bit of a problem when it comes to bags. Ellie, I thought you did until I opened this. Ellie has a lot of bags, but
I do not have a lot. I have like 3 bags.
I collect camera bags. So this is the Holdland camera bag from our friends, the Divines. This is the Nomadic Peter McKinnon backpack. This is the Brevite camera bag. This is another Nomadic backpack. This is another Nomadic backpack. I've got a bunch of camera gear, lighting equipment inside of here. I just had that realization. I think I have a bag problem. Sorry. In here, we've got a bunch of camera equipment. It is so messy, but this is just how it is. I can grab my lenses. I know where everything is in this drawer. I don't know why that's in there, but it's messy. And down in here, we've got our printer, which hardly ever works and we hardly ever use. Then we come to this wall over here. I love how this wall turned out so much. We definitely got some ideas from Pinterest for it. Oh, I couldn't be happier with it. Every photo in here is a special, special memory or moment that I want to remember forever. Me and Calvin at the beach, Tommy at the beach, my dad and I playing guitar, DBEJCK summer vacay, our trip to Hawaii, one of our very first family photos of all of us together, when we worked with Disney World, some fun, sweet photos of me and the boys, me and my sweet dog Penny, and then Cars Land at sunset, just the best. And not only the photos are special, but these guitars and instruments are so special. This is a Fender Stratocaster that Ellie got for me just a few years ago, actually. This was like my first electric guitar and I love it so much. This guitar right here is probably the most special on this wall. This was my very first guitar. I got it when I was 16 years old. It was not an expensive guitar, but the way it plays so beautifully. The action is so low, like, you have to play it to believe it. I really got lucky with this guitar. And every time my dad comes in here, he says, do you know how lucky you are that you have this guitar? This guitar right here is a Taylor, more expensive than that guitar, but it doesn't play as good. I still love it, it's still nice, but I like to have it when my dad does come into town so he has a guitar to play. And then this ukulele right here, Ellie got for me from my college graduation. And despite the little accent that Tommy caused to it, it still plays really well.
wanted you to sing.
Are we having fun so far?
I think we're having fun. So we've got your desk covered. Now let's go over to here.
We have a tree in the office. No, I actually like it. The blues, the browns, the greens really bring this room together. So when I talked about gratitude, I am actually really grateful for this TV because it reminds me when we worked with Best Buy for this TV and this Sonos speaker. We've had it for a few years now and I absolutely love it. So whenever I watch something on this TV, I think to be grateful for the clients and the business partners that we've had for so many years. This TV is hooked up to so many things in the house and I'm able to view so many different things. I'll show you. I have it set up that we're able to view any of our security cameras through this TV. And because it's using an Apple TV, anytime someone rings the doorbell, it shows up on the TV. Anytime I get a HomeKit notification, it'll show up on this TV. If the garage door opens, if something is left out.
The pool area.
Yes, I'm able to see those things from this TV, which is so, so nice. Obviously, you can watch all your cool shows, but one thing that I love that actually just came out not too long ago is the ability to make this a retro gaming machine. Let me show you that real quick. We want to play a little Mario? Sure, we can do that. We want to play a little Super Nintendo? Absolutely, we can do that. I love that the kids can come in here and just like play a fun little game right here in my office. And I can show them all of the cool classics that I grew up with.
Something that Jared mentioned to me, especially 15 years ago, is that he loved that his dad worked from home. He said that whenever he would go and ask his dad to play baseball, he would get up, play baseball for a few minutes, and then go back to work. That is Jared. We went on a walk this morning. He threw the baseball around with Tommy, walked the dogs, and then he has spent the rest of the day in the office. And I do love that you have a gaming thing in here because honestly, our boys love to come in here, hang out with dad, and then he has to kick them out and say, okay,
it's time for me to get some work done.
But so fun for you and the kids.
Yeah, I really loved and was really grateful for the way that my dad interacted with my childhood, and I really wanted to have that for my kids as well. And so far we've been able to do that. And I'm so, so grateful for that. I love the chandelier. It's from Circle Lighting, which I think is now called Visual Comfort. Susan picked it out and it works perfectly in here. It's such a wow piece when you walk into the office. And then over here, I don't know why. I wanted to put it on this wall because you don't see it exactly when you walk in. I'm not embarrassed about it, but I am very, very grateful, but I don't want it to be the first thing that people see when they walk into the office is the YouTube plaques. But I do love having them. I am very grateful for them. And I'm, again, grateful for you guys as well for supporting us for all of these years. Let's talk about this couch. I love this couch so much, and I just made the realization that Brian, our friend, has the same exact couch in his office. This is from Article, and I think they call it the cigar couch. It's super comfortable, it's low to the ground, and is just great. And when I'm in the doghouse, look, I can fit just fine.
Let's be honest, you have never been in the doghouse.
Never been in the doghouse. I've never even taken a nap here, but
if you had to, you would.
If I had to, I totally could. Look at this. I can't even reach the bottom when I'm on the pillow. Looks really nice. You may recognize this from when we've done a few podcasts in here. We've got all of the equipment we need, so all we have to do is set up the camera and we're ready to rock and roll on the podcast. So super nice. Come over here to the front. I wanted a way to represent so many different things in my office. And on the shelves, I couldn't represent everything because there wasn't like a physical item to show some of the things that I loved from my childhood. And I thought, what a better way to do it than like coffee table books, something that someone can flip through. So we've got the Disney book. I loved watching Disney movies as a kid growing up. So there's lots of different things in here for people to look through and see and read about. Trivia actually is like a fun thing for me. So I love being able to learn new cool things from these books. The Last of Us, probably my favorite game of all time. This is like all of the behind the scenes and artwork from the game. Ellie got this for me as a surprise, the video game, when it first came out, and I'm so happy with it. So I love this book. All of the superheroes, like a Marvel encyclopedia. How cool is this? Like, look, all of the stuff about Iron Man, I could look at this for hours and hours and hours, and I would be so happy. That's just on this side. On this side, we have the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Can we take a minute and look at the dog in the corner?
Why is Penny not in here?
I don't know. Penny's in the back, but
Well, she
Copper
was
snuck
swimming.
in.
She was swimming not too long ago, so she's drying off. Movie buff. I love movie trivia, and I think one of my favorite things about watching movies is not necessarily watching movies, it's reading about the movies afterwards. I love all of the details. So I wanted to get something where I could read more about the movies and get little tidbits of information and trivia. One of the most beautiful animated movies of all time, Spider-Man. This is an art book all about that. So something for people when they come in to look at, something for me when I have a little break, I can read through these books. Now, this is where a lot of the nostalgia, a lot of the gratitude comes in full effect. Every shelf has something that I just love so much. The shades just went down. It's because it's sunset. I promise it's not normally like this. It is literally because we're filming a video, but I'm raising them all. There's a problem. I recharged the batteries today, and that's probably why. Okay, we're just gonna forget about it. Forget the blinds. It's okay. We're having fun. The blinds don't bother us, do they? I promise I'm good at smart home stuff, and I'm gonna show you all of that in another video very soon, okay? Because I solved some major problems. We're gonna go through these pretty quick, but down here, we have some beautiful photos of wonderful memories when we went on a Disney cruise. This photo of me and June, I just love so much. When Ellie and I went to China, and then another Disney photo. I have some high school yearbooks. I got these cars from my grandpa before he passed away. And then we worked with DJ a lot, but this was one of the cool ones. It's a small drone. What good would an office tour by Jared Meekin be without Dr. Pepper?
Love it.
We did some family photos recently, and that's a little drawing of it. My dad got this for me from Spain. It's Don Quixote, which I thought was really cool.
And then those are some little ducks from his...
From my grandma and grandpa again. So I like having little knickknacks, a couple paddywhacks, maybe give a dog a bone. But up here is cool because these are some Finnish books. If you guys remember, we went and did the motocross event in Salt Lake City. So we got some dirt from there, a hat there. A hat from our friends who do the camera bags, the Divines, and then our blueberry license plate. Super fun. This is kind of like the little bit of the wall of shame. So we have the FPV drone that I broke, the third time flying it. Super sad about that.
Very expensive.
But I love that.
We were very, very
I was
heartbroken.
devastated. I was so devastated. But I love the way that it broke, so I wanted to keep it. Look how cute that photo is of Calvin. This right down here is a compass that I got when I was 8 years old from a family friend, and I've always held on to it. It's kind of just like a symbol of being true to yourself and being good, and I've always held on to this because I want to be a good person. I want to do good things to other people, and I just love this little reminder. Additional wall of shame cameras. All of these cameras we have used, and all of them have been broken. I mean, like, look at that. This is actually pretty good. The front is bad, but look, there's not even a screen on this one anymore. It just completely broke off. I love this little guy because this is a 3D printed version of our house that we did with a little toy 3D printer. This is a photo of me and Ellie while we were working in New York City, taking a little break. I got this from Skittles. How fun is that? It's a little dispenser. Just grab a little bag of Skittles. Here you guys go. Want some Skittles? But this right here, this is wild. This is my hip bone. So this is what they took out when I had surgery. And it is over the little screw that they tried to get out during my surgery, and they broke it. So I still have a screw in my hip, and this is the head of that screw that they broke off. Kind of wild. But I told them, I was like, I have to keep this. I have to put it in my office. I want to have a reminder forever. Up here, like, this is probably one of my favorite things of all time is the Lego photo. Lego sent that to us years and years ago. It was on my office wall in our old house. This is like such a sweet treat that they were able to send that to us, and I am so grateful. But we also have some Mario memorabilia. This shelf down here is probably one of my favorites This is where we talk a little bit more about gratitude. These are some photos of my grandparents, and we're gonna get some more photos that include Ellie's grandparents, but this is my grandpa on my dad's side. He was a belly gunner in World War II. This is my grandpa who fought in Iwo Jima in World War II. And look here, this is my grandma. She flew airplanes. My grandma flew airplanes. How freaking bad A is that? My grandma? And like, I never heard about it growing up. I don't know why, but I love this photo of my grandma. This right here is from my grandpa Gibbs. He was injured in World War II. So this is actually his Purple Heart that I was able to get when he passed. My mom gave it to me. So I'm so grateful to have that. I don't know why I'm tearing up all of a sudden, but
I know why.
a real quick
It's so
story.
sweet.
Yeah. This photo is extra special because we would not be here if it weren't for the two men in this photo. This is my grandpa, and this is Jimmy Fisher. Jimmy Fisher was my grandpa's friend who served with him in the war, and my grandpa was shot. It went through his neck and through his back shoulder. And they tried to give him first aid as they were transporting him, and they couldn't do it. He was bleeding out so much. All of the gauze, everything that they were trying to use to keep him alive was not working. Jimmy Fisher was an Eagle Scout, and that was always so important to my grandpa because of this. He knew he had to stop the bleeding, so he actually took his pinkies and stuffed the wound to stop the bleeding. And my grandpa survived because of that. Because of that, his vocal cords were damaged for the rest of his life. And he always had like this squeak to his voice. And it was just the sweetest thing. And he would, every time he would call my grandma, it would sound something like, Wanda! It just would crack and be high pitched. And there was just a very uniqueness to my grandpa's voice. Unfortunately, Jimmy Fisher passed away the next day. So, just really special to have that photo. Their oldest son, they named Jimmy because of him. So, this is a very special shelf to us. I was gonna say, we're going from World War II and I'm crying to, how about some anime? This is Dragon Ball Z. I feel so silly saying that, but after school, growing up as a kid, I would watch Dragon Ball Z, and I loved it so much. So I have a little statue of Goku, and I have all the 7 Dragon Balls. These are actually really, really cool. I think I just got these on Amazon.
The kids have loved them.
They have. And then these are my Pinewood Derby cars when I was a little boy. This was my first Pinewood Derby car. Fun fact, it went faster backwards than it did forwards. Explain that to me, Mark Rober. I have no idea why. Like, I thought, you know, aerodynamics, it would be better this way, but no, it went faster this way, and I got first place with it. Actual evidence that I pole vaulted in high school. Jonathan and Susan, are you listening? Here's the evidence. They don't believe that I pole vaulted in high school, but here it is. Some more photos and a cool Lego guitar. On this wall over here, we have some more cool video game stuff. This is the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII that Cloud uses, and I love that game so much. I would say this, it was really important to me as a kid, and I love having this on the wall to remind me of all the fun times I had playing it with my friends and going through that story and playing through the remake now. And we have the shield from the Zelda games, which I just think is so cool. You saw the Nintendo 64 on the Apple TV. Well, one of my first experiences with the Zelda games was actually Ocarina of Time, and then I actually went back and played through some of the other ones. So, is that it?
Yes, you have some fun pictures up there. You have a flaming
A flamethrower.
something else up there.
I couldn't see up there because I was so short.
We're short, and then some empty, awesome baskets up there that fill up the space.
I love my office. I love that I can come in here and be reminded of all of the things that I'm grateful for. I love that I can come in here and work and do all of the fun tech things that I love, whether it's old nostalgia tech or new tech that I'm still getting the kinks out of. I'm looking at you, shades. I'm angry with the shades today. But I love that most of all, you can come in here, you can sit and be comfortable in one of the many chairs and you can really feel what Jared is like. And it's music, it's tech, it's nostalgia. This is my office, and I love the way it turned out. I'm turning it on you.
We tried really hard years ago to have Jared have like a really sweet office, and it was, but it didn't quite showcase Jared. It was a nice office, but it didn't showcase him. And I feel like this showcases who Jared is, how fun you are. So I love it for you. I really love that picture. Like Jared said, we know we need a bigger picture, but we just loved it so much. We didn't want to like waste money to buy a different picture just to fill the space, because that just feels like home to him. The way it looks, the water, the trees, it kind of reminds him of Washington.
Yeah, it gives the best of both worlds. It gives the mountains of Utah, the trees and river of Washington, but it actually is California. So maybe I like California. I'm not sure.
This will be gone tomorrow.
Have a little piece of candy.
Enjoy yourself. The kids are always playing football. I mean, we've always have kids over here. The blinds are open, the door's open. Penny is in here. Copper's usually barking at whoever is running by, and there's kids out playing. So Jared's here, kids are in and out, kids are playing. Junie's in and out. Like, his office is always open and we're always coming through, and sometimes I get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, it's always so dirty. But like, we live in here. Like, we're all coming and going, and I love that you have a space.
It only took 2.5 years to get to this point, but by golly gosh darn it, we did it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have information about some of the things that I got in the description down below. If you have any questions about the office, let me know. I'd love to answer them. And if you have any suggestions about what we can do to the office to make it a little bit better, a little bit more me, let me know. I'm trying to think of something I can put up over here. I think a finished flag might be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have a finished flag.
No, I've just got the finished books up there, but I completely spaced the old ukulele that I have up there, the not a flamethrower. Spoiler alert, nothing in those baskets up there. Not a thing. I don't even think there's anything in these cabinets right there. So we've still got some stuff to do if we want to.
We're young.
Yeah.
We've got time to grow.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.